Shalom. Besides being a double parsha, this week's Torah reading contains so many great topics. Without a doubt, the highlight is the command from Hashem to Moshe to talk to the rock. As we know, Moshe Rabbeinu hits the rock instead and loses a great opportunity to sanctify Hashem's name in public. Moshe is punished with not being able to enter into Eretz Yisrael, the Jewish people's land, a land he had been waiting his entire life to enter. The Sedra is an emotional roller coaster, and I can promise that you'll enjoy it. But I beg of you, this week, just like every other week, don't just read the Parsha, but understand it and analyze it. I promise you will not be disappointed. While the Sedra does contain the episode of Moshe and the rock, the Parsha starts off with the mitzvah of the red cow, the Parah Aduma. As we know, the Parah Aduma, the red cow, was burnt and its ashes sprinkled on one who was tamei from having been in contact with a dead body. The Torah introduces us to this mitzvah with the famous words, Zos Chukas HaTorah. This is a statute of the Torah. Rashi is troubled by the need to bring up such an obvious point. Of course, this is a statute of the Torah. Rashi explains that Parah Aduma is the prime example of what we call a chok, a law that its rules and its philosophy are not easily understood by man or understandable at all. Rashi explains, because the Satan aggrieves Bnei Yisrael by saying, what reason is there for this mitzvah? The Torah therefore called it a statute, implying it is from God, and you don't have the right to question its validity. The Satan in Rashi's comments is not the Satan as we know it, as the little devil that sits on our shoulder and tells us to do wrong. Rather, it's our inner drives, our instincts, our Yetzer Hara, that tells us to move away from the perfected ways of the Torah. It is the drive that could cause us to doubt the rationality of the Torah when faced with an unexplainable mitzvah like Parah Aduma. At first glance, Rashi's explanation seems at best unsatisfactory, if not circular. Let's review. We had a problem that the mitzvah of Parah Aduma wasn't explainable to man. Rashi explains that the Torah's answer to that is by calling it a chok, meaning, yes, it's unexplainable. In essence, what Rashi is doing is saying that our problem is the answer. Our problem is that it's ununderstandable. And the answer is, yes, that's right. You can't understand it. Seems a bit circular and very difficult to understand Rashi. Rashi really isn't teaching us a lesson about this mitzvah in particular, about Parah Aduma, although the lesson does come to explain it well. Rather, Rashi is explaining to us about man's doubts in general. By stating that the mitzvah of Parah Aduma is unexplainable to man, the Torah is facing the issue head-on, saying, there is an explanation to this mitzvah. It is rational like all the others. But you, man, are limited and cannot come to understand it all. Knowing that the Torah is not avoiding the issue, not evading it, man is no longer in doubt about the entire Torah, seeing that it has nothing to hide. By broaching the issue, the Torah is really putting the issue to rest. Over man's history, it has seen plenty of religions hide its inconsistencies with weak and secretive answers. These attempts at covering up contradictions have caused many people to give up their faith, their leaders, and unfortunately God Himself. A Torah, though, we can appreciate. The Torah comes and demands that we use our minds, that we come and we question and we probe, and it doesn't answer our questions with lame excuses evading our question. Rather, it faces the issue head-on, explaining that it isn't the Torah that's limited, it isn't God that's limited, it's man's ability to understand and to analyze that has its limitations. Our challenge this week is whether we can face up to our own limitations, whether we can understand that the Torah is rational, but that we ourselves are limited in our analytical capabilities. Our other choice, unfortunately, is to act with arrogance and to say, it isn't the Torah, it isn't ourselves that are limited, rather, it's the Torah that's limited. I pray that this week, we all are able to rise to the mature level and realize our own limitations of understanding, and accept the entire Torah, including the Chukim, just like Parah Aduma. Have an unlimited Shabbos.